Hi guys, welcome back to the Striker Drifter 1 channel. In this video we're going to be making a custom cold air intake for my Ford Mustang GT. It's a 5-litre V8 engine, manual transmission, 2018 car. I just want to make more induction noise. The car sounds too subtle really for a muscle car. I've already fitted a Steeda H-pipe to the car in the last video. If you check my videos you'll see it. That did make quite a big difference. Now my car is the 2015 to 17 model, so it doesn't have the active exhausts. It has a single pipe each side, so it's not as loud as most of your guys in America's cars, but it sounds very nice now with that H pipe in there. It made a big difference. I'm hoping a bit of induction noise will add to it, and I'm not prepared to spend 450 to 500 euro for an air filter, so I'm gonna try making one. So hopefully you guys might find this helpful. You might save a bit of money doing one yourself, so thanks. Hi guys, today we're going to be getting rid of this standard air box from a Mustang GT, and we're going to be making our own custom cold air feed for a fraction of the cost of buying any kit. So just to remove this, very easy, just need to loosen this screw here, take off this, there's a little red tab, I just clip that, take off the airflow meter, pull out that little wire clip. Then there is one bolt down here which just needs to be loosened off, so get that off, very easy. Loosen this screw off, simple as that. Two little clips. Just trying to do this single-handed here, it's a bit difficult, but got that off. That should just pull out. There we go. Now, standard air filter element is actually quite dirty and needs to be replaced anyway, so we're getting rid of that while we're doing it. Yeah. There we go. Simple as that. It only took a few minutes. So there is the bulky original system. We're left here now with our air intake hose. Now the kits you do buy come with a new one of these which doesn't have this perforated part here, but we're not going to be buying one of them. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be relocating the filter down in here, underneath the headlight, in the wheel arch of the car. There's a huge opening in there. You can see just how much space there is inside there. It's a big, huge, empty area in behind the wheel arch liner, underneath the headlamp. The filter should be nice and clean and dry in there as well. Will sit slightly lower down than the standard air intake, which on the car is actually that, but we won't be going through any floods anyway. We need to remove the mass airflow meter from the standard air filter box. There's just two little Torx head screws on that. There we go. So we'll be needing that. If you really wanted to, you probably could chop and modify this standard air filter box. So what I would do is I would actually cut it off somewhere here and cut through the plastic, and you could actually use that, but I want to keep everything so that if I ever want to put the car back to stock, or if somebody else wants to, all the bits are there, nothing is cut or damaged. So what I did is I bought this adapter. Well, got it off Amazon. I think it was only 10 euro. Now unfortunately the diameter is completely wrong. I couldn't get one the right size, but very simple. What I plan to do is cut out a section of this and then actually bond it onto my new holes that I've bought. Now you could get it welded, but you don't actually have to. The epoxy will stick it on just as good as any weld. You can see this one here is actually already being nicely welded onto this. Unfortunately the diameter is not right. The surface area of the standard filter is 250 by 130, and the measurements of the K&N are 160, 370 on the narrow end, 420 on the bigger end, because you see it is slightly tapered in shape. But either way, that's quite a lot more surface area than the standard air filter. And it's a more breathable material than the standard paper element. Another modification that I did while doing this job is I removed this big plastic silencer off the bottom of the air intake hose. Just wanted to make it a bit more streamlined and flow better. There was a slight restriction inside where that thing sort of stuck up proud into the air filter pipe. Very simple to do, just cut it off using a hacksaw, a junior hacksaw in this case. Then I had a plug that was exactly the right diameter. I put some black sealant on it, shoved the plug in, and then I plastic welded it on from this side. So that plug is in there good and tight. There's no chance of ever coming out or leaking. So this is what I bought to do the job. First of all, we have this air intake pipe. It's sort of got an S bend in it, so it's the perfect angle to get down into where we want to relocate the filter. Bought this one off eBay, and wasn't expensive at all. I think it was €40 including delivery. This we already mentioned, it's the adapter for the airflow meter that I got off Amazon, approximately €10. And then I got this lovely K&N performance air filter. It's a large size one. I have RU2590 is the model code. Nice. Now I have measured this filter here, and the surface area of this filter is a lot larger than the surface area of the standard filter. Essentially, this is what the finished air filter will look like. So this is where it attaches onto the standard intake hose. Filter will go off here, roughly here. It'll go through the bodywork, in underneath the headlamp. Now I had to cut about 1 inch off this end of the pipe where the air intake goes on, and then about 3 inches off the other end to make the air filter fit in, because it would have been going too close to the inner side of the bumper here, and I don't want it hitting off anything. Right, so I've marked roughly where I want to cut this airflow adapter with a Sharpie marker. I think that should be more than enough, probably too much. I just want to give a fair bit of area for epoxy to bond it properly onto the pipe. Now, you probably could get one of these in the correct diameter maybe where you are, but I couldn't get one here in Ireland. This was the only one I could get, so I'll just have to make do with it. And there we go, there's the piece we need. Now there is our airflow adapter cut out nicely to size and shape. I adjusted the contour of it as well so that it now fits the pipe beautifully. So we'll just mix up some epoxy and we will bond it on. Obviously we'll have to determine the exact location of it first, and then cut the proper size hole in this pipe, bond it on, let it dry. That'll be that. Mixing up some epoxy here, some JB Weld, just to bond this on. More than enough now to bond it on. Bond it on with JB Weld, just put some cable ties around it until it sets. Now I've just removed the wheel arch liner in the front left, just to get us better access to the area that we're working with. While we're in here, I want to give it a quick clean, just to make sure everything is nice and clean. And then I will more than likely be building a small heat shield for here, because you can see the radiator in there, so obviously a lot of hot air will actually escape out of that radiator, so I want to block that off. Now the air filter is now in place inside the front wheel arch. Fits absolutely perfect, clears everything. I'm going to make a small bracket just to clamp it on to stop it from shaking around. Now just made a nice little bracket here for the filter, so it bolts on to the bumper with the standard hole that's there, and it also bolts on to the filter, and it keeps everything nice and secure, so the filter is not touching off anything all the way around. Wanted to make sure it wasn't hitting off the body up here or these wires, so it's nice and steady and can't hit anything. I want to make a little heat shield for in here, because the filter's here, and as you can see the bottom of the radiator is actually in there, so hot air will be escaping out of that. So I've made a template here out of cardboard. and I'm going to cut it out of this stainless steel here. Now here is our beautiful custom made heat shield made out of stainless steel. That to stop all the hot air from the radiator getting in. And also you'll notice in there, that piece up there, that is actually the front grille on the car. That piece there, so I can actually cut that to let cold air in to the air filter. There is the finished article. As you can see, we have our airflow meter reconnected and our new flange bonded on. I made a nice little heat shield in here to deflect the cold air coming in into where the filter is. First test drive, and I'll tell you one thing, it sounds absolutely amazing. That growl of the induction is just exactly what I was after. I'll demonstrate that to you now if we get a chance. Just waiting for someone to come. Here we go. Much faster too, and it's not just my imagination, it has quite a bit more go on it. Yeah, just turn in the corner. So, was it worth it? Yes, in my opinion it was. For me it was worth it because it's something that I wanted on the car. I wanted that induction noise. I wasn't willing to pay 450 to 500 euro for a kit, which I think is ridiculous for an air filter, to be quite honest. I made this filter, which in my opinion is actually better than most of the kits that you can buy because it is picking up much colder air. It's not just an open filter under the bonnet picking up hot air from the engine. The whole kit cost me about 120 euro. There was a bit of work involved in it. Now, if you're not handy with doing this type of stuff, don't mess up your car. I do this stuff every day. I know what I'm doing, so it's second nature to me. Even still, it took me quite a bit of time and effort. Like making anything from stock, it's never easy. There's filing, measuring, cutting, more filing, more measuring, more cutting. It's trial and error in a sense. You're creating something that wasn't necessarily supposed to be what it's going to be, so there's always a bit of work involved in it, but I personally find it rewarding. It's kind of a hobby of mine. It gives you a great sense of satisfaction when you've built something that works really well and costs hardly anything. It was a bit of fun making it as well. The car sounds incredible. Today is the hottest day so far in Ireland this year, even though it's September. I know it's crazy, but the air intake temperature was extremely low on the car. It was 32 degrees Celsius, I think, was the highest I saw on that little spin that I went on. The car is definitely picking up really good quality air. Now, I am going to buy a little carbon fiber air duct, and I'm going to cut out a little hole in the lower grille, and I'm going to attach that carbon fiber duct onto that. So it's going to provide the filter with a nice supply of cold air as you're driving. So thank you very much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It might save you a few quid if you're looking to do it yourself. Please like the video and please do me a favor, and if you could subscribe to my channel, I greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to get more subscribers so I can do these videos all the time. I have a lot of projects and some stuff that you'll probably find very interesting. So thanks very much, guys.